What's up, Showtime family? We're back again with another edition of the CFL Free Agency Roundtable discussion. Our guest today is a perennial all-star in the CFL. He is probably the biggest star, the biggest name at boundary corner in the entire league. With us on the show today is Jamal Peters. JP, what's good?
What's good with it, bro? Glad to be on
Hey,
here.
man, so you from Mississippi, right?
Yep.
Went to Mississippi State. You played with one of my nephews,
Ooh.
Mark McLaurin. That's my
Oh, for
little
sure.
nephew.
Yeah,
We spent
yeah,
some
yeah. Right
time in
there.
Edmonton together.
Yeah.
You know, I'm up to him. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
that's my little nep. So glad that he got picked up by Saskatchewan. But
Yeah.
going to you, like this is your first go around in free agency. Tell me your thoughts.
Man, overwhelming, bro. It's like I'm excited. I'm more excited than anything though. Like it's my first time, to actually like get a chance to see, explore my options for real. Like I'm new to this, so I'm always asking questions, like especially to like the older guys that have been through it. I just want to always make the right decision for me.
Yeah, I mean that's the most important thing is just leaning on those veterans, those people that you trust, in helping you make the best decision. Now,
Hmm.
like I said, I know that this is your first go around, right? And I know that you deserve to be paid. And I'm not just
Yeah,
talking about like you deserve to catch a bet. Like they gotta give you everything. That's how good you are on the field, right? Like
me
you
too.
are the prototypical shutdown corner in the CFL. You are 6'2", 220 pounds, can play man, can play zone. You're a ball hawk. You know how to
Hmm.
get the pill in the end zone. Like ain't nothing you really can't do. So I gotta ask you, the negotiation window is opening up tomorrow. What's your number?
Man, bro, I was just putting in guys' in, bro. That's the only thing I'm gonna do, bro. Put in guys' in, but I know what I deserve, though. I know my worth. I mean,
Yep.
like the work I do on the field, the work I put on the field, it all makes sense. I mean, women lie, but numbers don't. I just feel like what I'm saying? I'm one of them guys. I'm one of them ones, and you can't compare me to nobody.
Hey, that's facts. So how have you adjusted your game from playing obviously in America and down in Mississippi State and for the Falcons? How have you adjusted your game to, kind of blend in with the CFL game?
Man, at the end of the day, I think it's like it's kind of it's play football at the end of the day, but it's kind of different from down south. So my first year coming in, I was actually trying to make the team. I had went 2 years without football. Don't too many people know about that. And so when I first got there, man, I just seen a lot of motion, like motioning behind the backfield, and I'm just like, what done I got myself into? But like I said, I had to rely on veteran guys like Robertson Daniels, Jeff Richardson, Crescent Butler, Darby.
Chris,
They, yeah, Darby. They helped me. You know what I'm saying? Then I was throwing the fire once Rob Daniels had got hurt, like first game of the season. And so boom, I knew what type of player I was. I just had to like let the game slow down. Like my first year, I was kind of basically playing off talent, just trusting my talent. I had a lot of plays I could have made, but I just weren't ready for that moment. So going into the off season, going into year two, man, I started watching film. You know what I'm saying? Taking basically believing in myself, honestly.
mm-hmm.
And then I took off year two, and I ain't looked back ever since. And the game has slowed down way much more. Like I know where I'm at on the field, like I know who I'm going against, and I'm just basically studying and putting more into film room than anything.
So when you're breaking down your opponent, when you're breaking down, a quarterback or receivers, what are the things that you're looking for? Are you looking for the split between the sideline and the numbers? Are you looking at the last look? Are you like what are you looking at?
So man, when I just started like looking at like the quarterback last look this past season. Well, when I'm going against a receiver, like if I'm going against Gino, I know I gotta be physical. You know what I mean? If
Mm-hmm.
I'm going against Kenan Lawyer, I know I just gotta trust my ability. 'Cause I know he's a fast guy that can come out of his break. And basically, when I'm looking at the receiver, trying to see if he splits. If he split wide, I know I gotta get inside. You know what I'm saying? If it's a normal split, I'm gonna kind of play head up. Then if he inside split, I probably play outside left for real. So I basically be trying to see what the splits, man. They tendencies, like how they line up, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's the biggest thing as a defender, especially a DB, is once you're starting to understand and identify tendencies in the offense, that means that you can just play that much faster, right? What I
Hmm.
always used to tell guys is assume that the quarterback knows what you're in from the moment they line up, right? Because
Right.
quarterbacks are smart. They
Hmm.
understand, where the halfbacks are, where the safety is, where the Sam is, and that's going to tell them what coverage they're in. So you got to assume as a defender that he already knows. So now
Right.
use that information against him, right? Force
Right.
him into making a bad decision, right? If they want
Mm-hmm.
to go 23 into the boundary because
Yeah.
you're lined up and cut, all right, why are they doing that? Right, to throw
Mm-hmm.
that dot to number 2 that's
Yep.
voided in the zone, right? Put stress on the will and put stress on the boundary corner, right? And
Yep.
that's a play that you can go steal, right? So
Yep.
I mean, I think that's huge right there, and it sounds like you're already well versed and educated in
Mm-hmm.
that aspect. Can you talk about just your development and your trust with Corey Mace this past season?
With Coach May came in year 2, and with me being my size, 6'2", 220, kind of didn't know where I was gonna play because he asked me what kind of positions I wanted to play. But me, I wanted to play. I want to be a DB. And like with the rule with the Canada, we can't really play safety. You got to be a Canadian. And so
Mm-hmm.
basically, he just trusted me and put me at boundary corner, and I give all props to Coach Bell too for believing in me. And just the system that they had for me, it made me, made me be comfortable and make the plays that that I do. Like I was just comfortable with the zone because I feel like I'm more of a zone guy. But then if I could play man, I can go in there and play man if you want me to. But man, I just like the scheme that they doing, putting us in a position to make plays, man. I think that's why my game done elevated the majority of the time because of Coach Bell and Coach Mace.
So you're saying that you feel some comfort, some familiarity with those guys. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, them my dogs for
What
sure.
did you say?
Them my coach, they my dogs, man. I love it, man.
So I wouldn't be crazy to predict that you end up in Saskatchewan because they have a need at boundary corner, and
Man,
I'm sure they're willing to pay a boy.
man. Hey, man, hey, like I said, I'm taking my time with the whole process. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is going to evaluate that. A lot of people is going to think that. But at the end of the day, I got to do what's best for me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm always put it in God's hand. I ain't going to try to make a decision on my own. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to always take my time with it. But, like, who knows, bro? I mean, what we got the 13 is when tomorrow is opening up the negotiation period. So like I said, I'm just looking for anybody that basically like I know my worth, man. Like, do I fit that scheme? Like how I deal with the coaches, if it's a family thing, like that's what I'm looking for through the whole process.
And if I can give you some advice as a
Hmm.
quote unquote old head, is
Yeah.
the money is good, right? But
Hmm.
don't allow the money to compromise being in the right situation, the right
Right.
place at the right time. Because I've gone through
Hmm.
I went through free agency, years ago, and
Hmm.
I chased the bag. I'm not even going,
Hmm.
I ain't gonna lie to you, and
Yeah.
looking back on it now, I wouldn't change it, but I would be more cognizant of, the effect that it has on a career. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right.
one decision can impact how the rest of your career plays out. And a lot of
Right.
people don't necessarily think about that when they're going through their first free agency.
Hmm.
But you are obvious. I mean, you are so talented that you'll have success wherever you
Hmm.
go.
Right.
Um, and I'm really just excited because I think this year is in the like specifically. See, a lot of people talk about how the DBs aren't getting paid what they're
Hmm.
worth, and I agree with that. Like, it
Right.
doesn't make sense to me because I believe that playing DB the hardest job in the CFL outside
Hmm.
of quarterback, right? You're asked to guard somebody that's running full speed through the line of scrimmage, and you can't really touch them, right? But you
Right.
still gotta do your job and make plays, which you've done, right?
Hmm.
So, how do you feel about the market, and are you looking to reset the market?
Man, for sure, man. I'm definitely trying to reset the market. I mean, with me being the type of guy that I am, man, like we said, so I just feel like these markets need to be up because, like you said, like it's hard trying to guard a receiver because you don't know where he's going. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, I feel like it'll go up if we was able to travel. You know what I'm saying? Just say like if we want to shut out this certain receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like bro, like we playing the hardest position by far that I think because man, you got certain movements, you got to study the receiver, and then like if you don't study the receiver and basically just go out there and try to cover a receiver, man, it's gonna be hard and just not even using technique. So that's why I feel like we should get paid like how the D line getting paid, the linebackers. I mean, I think that's my opinion, but other people's opinion really, you know what I'm saying?